matter of fixing all of that. Yeah. Okay. This property was abandoned for 17 years before I put up everything I had to buy it. Water feature. The previous owners left everything behind. A house full of belongings, a shop full of tools and equipment, and an old pony barn full of classic car parts. It's on a beautiful piece of property, but all the buildings are collapsing in total disrepair. Considering I put everything I have into this property, I don't have a lot of choice except try to bring it back to life. But one piece at a time, one stick, one board, we're gonna put this place back together. What is that? So welcome aboard, and thanks for joining me on the biggest project of my life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Between the Sharks. We are still here at the ranch, plugging away. We have what's left of the bathroom, which is built on what's left of probably the original kitchen. The area is 10 feet by 10 feet. It's a lot of space, and it's not very efficient. So I think that we need to demo, start over. This wall used to hold the doorway to the bathroom, but you can see it was added in. This 2x4 is on top of the original hardwood. And then inside the bathroom, for some reason, they framed in sort of this lower surround thing for the shower. And then the toilet used to be in there. And they framed around this plumbing stack. Most of this is in bad shape and or useless, and therefore we don't need it. But the short version is my life is going to be a lot easier laying a new floor in if all of this stuff is just gone. It's going to be a big day. All right, let's break the Sawzall out and see if we can just work our way that-a-way. You can see how rotten it really was. So this stuff's been rotting from all sides, unfortunately. We've got the huge roof leak. But this is the old exhaust for the furnace, and it's been leaking and cooling up around here. So it's just best to get rid of all of it. We'll rebuild all of this. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking 2 bathrooms, but we'll get into that later. When I dive back in, we're going to do some more damage here. It's totally wild because this right here is the original footprint of the house. Exterior wall at some point, that is still an exterior wall, still an exterior wall, was an exterior wall. This maybe was the entrance to the house because there's no door frame on the front side. That was all rotten. This tile was probably the kitchen. You can see there were 2 windows there. One is still left. One we've kind of cut into to reframe what was rotten. Based on where that cast iron is, like, I don't know, maybe there was a toilet there, like just a little closet toilet or something. But that's not original, so I don't know. I'm not really certain that there was actually a bathroom in this house when it was first built. Crazy. Again, we have evidence of sink fixture, evidence of sink fixture. I think this is the whole thing. Yeah, it's totally nuts. 16 by 20. 16 this away, 20 this away. That was a house back at some point. I don't know how old it is. The newspaper I found bunched up under the foundation was from 1955.
1955.
But the odds that they insulated the foundation as they did it are slim to none. So this is a load-bearing wall still. All the ceiling joists are sistered on it. This area was 10 by 10, but now it's 16 by 10, so we need to figure out how to divide it up. If we go back to a 10 by 10 footprint, we could do a 5 foot by 10 foot bathroom and a 5 foot by 10 foot bathroom on this side, so that this room has a bathroom and this one's more of a public bathroom. I'll be honest with you, I have not totally figured it all out yet. All the original plans that I had drawn up kept this wall in place, but it's gone now. So there's a lot of ways we could do this. This is all soaking wet because for the last 20 years, this has all been dumping into the house. So I threw some metal roofing over it, but it's not doing a darn thing. I'm wondering if we can solve this. So I bought some Zip Systems sheathing boards, both to cover up this great big gaping hole, but also to see if maybe we could just patch up this roof. It's a matter of fixing all of that. Now that there's actually a wall where the old wall had rotted away, we have enough structure in theory to hold up a portion of a roof and maybe me on said roof. Be knocking this very loose, very rotten stuff down from the inside rather than on top. You know what I'm saying? It's hot up here. All right. This wasn't doing nothing. I've lost all my tips, so there we go. All right. So there you go. There's the issue. I got a gaping hole right into the house. So this isn't uncommon, but I don't love it. When they build an extension, so they added this roof line right here, well, they just went over the existing roof line. So all the plywood, so all the sheathing, whether it was plywood or 1x or whatever, was just over all of the other shingles, which, you know, and I don't know how well they did this valley. Probably not very well. So I monkeyed myself up there with my breakdancing cardboard that was all tore up and just kind of folded it along the seam. So I now have at least a general angle. We're not after perfection. We're after slightly less water coming in. So it is the surface of the sun up there, like without a doubt. Why black roofs in the southeast? I just don't get it. All right, we got a monkey back up there and then patch up the top hole and that little fella right there. Even though that's not great, it will be better. Can run our plastic up on this edge, maybe even up over these ridges. That should keep significantly more water out. Technically, the plastic alone would probably do it, but it would also create a pooling effect, which would eventually fail. So, man, it's like 1,000 degrees cooler here and here. It's like, you know, the backside of Mercury. Look at this plant while we're here. Gotta be careful. There's plenty of weak spots on the roof. Oh, look, there's a big hole. Okay. Well, that plant lives in there. Interesting. Where is that in the house? Oh, I got so much work to do, gang. So much work to do. And crazy enough, it's the roof that intimidates me more than anything. Because, like, once you get into it, we're going to be getting into it. So, it's going to be fine. Got a staple gun, don't know how many staples are in it. Got this much plastic. That's 3 me units. Like, you unroll it to one length of you, 2 lengths of me. 3 lengths of me. That's 3 me units. Hopefully it's enough. Well, we'll see. The rain is scheduled to come in full send tonight. That should theoretically be more better if it stays there. It may get torn off like, you know, NTM, there's a twister when the first gust of wind happens.
In fact, Sharknadoes have now been reported all...
That's there in the morning. I don't really know if it's gonna be. Hey, there's my tape measure. If it is, it will keep at least 2% more water out than the old roof, you know. I need to finish demoing this bathroom. It's almost all the way gone, but I want it to get cleared out as much as possible. And eventually we've got to get the main water line to come in over here. If you've been following along, thank you. But if you haven't, you may not know. The main water line comes in through over here for some reason. Nothing to it but to do it. I'm already pretty hot, I'm already pretty dirty, so may as well take advantage of it. The house forensics gang. This was the original window in this room. I'm not sure how far the header goes, but it looks like these were the king studs and jam studs that were designed for this window. And they plugged this, cut that in poorly, never framed it out right. Also, you can see all this daylight coming through, because they just patchworked this together from the outside. I'm assuming this renovation happened whenever the bathroom was put in here and the kitchen was actually moved, not to this extension, but the extension beyond that, which was probably done in the late 60s or 70s. That's my best guess, you know. I'm still not certain about where a bathroom would have been or if it would have been. It would have been very difficult to move this cast iron plumbing, so maybe there was always a commode there. Why they built this additional stud wall inside of this wall and then tiled all of that, I mean, we'll get in behind here at some point and see maybe if we can figure out why they did that. Don't know. I'm gonna keep struggling at it without falling in this hole, hopefully. More evidence. So the sink stuff drilled through the bottom plate and the girder holding up the house. Then what looks like more sink stuff. Not exactly sure what we're dealing with there, but we've got what looks like 1.5 inch drain hole and then 2 other lines. And it's clear that hardwood flooring, this was a finished floor at some point. And then on top of that, they put these tiles, which it's interesting too that the flooring changed direction somewhere. This flooring came out the door this way. This flooring runs this way. Just trying to figure out how this house existed in its first iteration. So I'm trying to document everything I find to suggest what it was. That little wall piece came out. There was nothing but drywall behind it. Obviously the only original framed in window was right there, which is interesting. Almost good for us. I don't know. My current thinking right now, because the plumbing and the sewer and all that stuff is here, and that's a load-bearing wall, so making that bedroom bigger is just a whole world of hurt. We could do it with a beam, the blah, 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 and add a girder and stuff, but, you know, if I leave that wall, then I could do 2 5x10 bathrooms back to back. So, it'd be a small bedroom, with a big bathroom, which might be really nice. And like this, it's just such an original, it's an interesting old original threshold. Like it was cut out for a door. Like what? I mean, that's almost cut for a door, but it's a different size than this. I just don't know. I don't know. I was wondering if this would step up onto tile, but I don't know. From where? You know, from where was the doorway going this way? Don't know. Make no mistake, sports fans, this is a ton of work, but, I mean, that is one of the floor joists, and you can see how it's a hockey stick. Canadian wood, you know? So it was sagging really, 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 really bad. At this point, we'll be able to pop these 2x4s off, sister another board onto this whole thing that'll make this all happier. All the extraneous stuff that's just been left under here, we'll get it all out, clean it all up, and our lives will be made way better. It was patchwork together for over 70 years after all the rain that came in. Oh yeah, I'm pointing to the hole that's not there anymore. I wonder if our little fix will hold for a while. I mean, the hole's there, but it's covered. Anyway, this is gonna be way more better. I'll probably need to go back to the drawing board sooner than later and figure out what we're gonna put right where I'm standing. Yeah, we can build our way back out the door, which is pretty exciting, or we can build our way in from the door. Who knows? World's gonna be our oyster, gang, as soon as we get this stuff done. One of those days. It's a good thing YouTube doesn't have smell-o-vision. We have been putting the work in, boys. Like, man, oh man, oh man. That is a lot of work. I'm pooped, but it's worth it. Look at all of this progress. Look at all this work I didn't pay somebody else to do. Half of you at home are like, yeah, that's because you're a dummy. And the other half of you are like, right on, brother.